Hey gang, it's Matt. So today I want to talk to you about my 3 W's of hot weather hiking and camping. And I just came up with these, I just invented these. I think the 3 W's are weight, water, and weather. And we're going to talk about a bonus W at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Oh, by the way, I would like to invite everybody to join the Discord page and join our discussions on the Discord page. There's a link in the description below. So let's get back to it. You know, it's really hot. It's like mid 90s with 90% humidity in Central Florida now. And it's not just in Central Florida, it's all around the Southeast, the Midwest, even up into the North. You guys up in Wisconsin, Michigan, even reports up that I've seen into Canada, you guys have like 90-degree temperatures. And that's like unheard of, man. That's really hot. But you got to be really, really careful when you're talking about hiking and camping in really warm or hot weather. So let's talk about my hiking kits, because I've been using the same kit and it's centered around this, and I'm going to show you that again in a minute. My EVATAC free tactical backpack. When I say free, it's not really that free. You had to pay $20 in shipping for them to ship you the backpack. And I figured out that I could get the same backpack out at the flea market, my local flea market, for 19 bucks. So if this one ever wears out, I can get another one for 19 bucks. It's been wearing really, really good. I've had it for almost 4 years now, and only one of the zipper keepers has broken. So, and it's been on dozens and dozens of trips. But let's talk about the 4 W's. The first one that I think is really important is weight. Okay? If you're going to be trucking around in the heat, you don't want to be rocking a huge backpack with 50 or 60 pounds in it. You are going to give yourself a heat stroke really, really quick. You're going to be huffing and puffing and sweating. You're going to lose all that water, and it's just going to be not a good day. I mean, you're going to be looking for every single piece of shade, which you should be doing anyway. You're going to be looking for every single piece of shade to take a break, and it's just not going to be a happy experience. I would tell you to look around, look through all your backpacks. If you don't have a small one, and I'm talking about 20 liters or less. You know, even something like the Outdoor Products Quest Day Pack may be a little big for a summer kit. Although I have taken that in the summer before, and it did work pretty well. The EVATAC Tactical Backpack is really light. It carries 2 bottles of water, and it carries just about everything that I need. Okay, so when you're talking about the first W, I think that the first W is weight. Okay, go as light or as minimalistic as possible. Okay, let's talk about number 2, water. You got to have some water. On the EVATAC Tactical Backpack, I carry 2 of these guys with me, and it gives me enough room to where I can carry another couple of bottles of water if I need to carry a couple of bottles of water. These are single wall aluminums, you know, just little cheap things that I found at the Salvation Army for like 50 cents a piece. And it's got the little snap rings on the top, so you can buckle them in, and it's got the nice stoppered water bottles. These are really, really cool. If you get these cold the night before, this aluminum will stay cold for quite a while if you're hiking in a warm situation. Plus, any water is better than no water. 155,000%. If you're hiking along out there, and even in a light backpack, you're going to be huffing and puffing, and you're going to be sweating. You know, not nearly as much as if you got like rucking the medium Alice pack. You know, that thing would kill me. I took that out last week to do the video about the floors in the U.S. military pup tent, and man, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was huffing and puffing. So go as light as you can and carry some water. I carry at least 2 of these in these nice little single-walled aluminums. These are about 700 milliliters a piece. So on board, I've got probably 1.4, maybe a liter and a half If I want to carry another 16-ounce bottle, I can. But what I can do also is I can carry along my Sawyer Mini kit. Really, really easy. And I'm going to show you how I can do that in a few minutes. So I usually carry this at a minimum. I try to keep my hikes down to only a few miles because while these are good, you know, one of these is going to go quick, and then the other one's going to go quick, and then if you drink both of these before you're at your destination, then you got to figure out something to go back on. So number one is weight. Number two is water. Let's talk about number three. All right, number three, I think, especially in Florida, is weather. You know, in mid-June now, we're starting to get the sea breezes from both coasts. They collide in the center of the state, and they create huge pop-up thunderstorms. I mean, these thunderstorms can come up in 5 or 10 minutes. And sometimes these are severe thunderstorms, man. I mean, you get heavy, heavy rain for a period of like 20 or 30 minutes. I mean, like torrential downpours. So, and you know, you get a lot of lightning, dangerous lightning too. So you don't want to be out in the middle of the field when you see a thunderstorm coming up. So you got to keep your presence about you. And when you hear that rumble of thunder, you better start looking for some place to go and some shelter to set up because your ass is going to get wet. We can also get really, really high winds. You know, we get these hard downdrafts, you know, sometimes 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. And that ain't no fun. Usually those don't last for very long. Usually it's just a few big gusts as the initial thunderstorm comes over. Then you get the torrential rain, which is why you always got to be with some kind of cover, some kind of tarp. This is a cheap 5x7 Harbor Freight tarp. And you can see it's folded into a rectangle. I'm going to show you why these are folded into rectangles. Well, I fold my stuff into rectangles in a minute. But you got to have some kind of cover. Are you going to carry a big, floppy, heavy tent with you? Probably not, because that goes back to the number one, weight. Okay, this thing weighs almost nothing. And if you can carry 2 or 3 of these, and you can stop and make a plow point shelter, you know, point it into the direction of where the thunderstorm is coming, you know, so the wind goes over it, or you can make an A-frame shelter really, really quick with a quick deploy ridge line, and you can have a shelter and nice cover in like 5 minutes if you practice it a few times. And you should be practicing all these skills because you're gonna need it quick. One of these days you're gonna need a quick shelter, and if you haven't practiced it, you're not gonna be able to do it, and you're gonna get caught in the middle of it. Your ass is gonna get soaked. It's going to be so humid, you're going to be sweating, and you're not going to dry out, and it's just not going to be fun times. Okay, so number one is weight. Number two is water. Number three is weather. You got to know your weather, and you got to keep an eye on the skies and your ear out for that thunder. When you hear them first rumbles of thunder, you got to start looking for some place to set up a temporary camp. Now, we're getting to the bonus one, number 4. And this is probably the best W of them all. All right, so the fourth W and the biggest one of them all, and the bonus W, is WTF. What the frick am I doing out here in the heat and the thunderstorms? And everything else is sweating myself to death. What the frick am I doing out here? And I didn't mean frick. What the frick am I doing out here? I could be home sitting in the air conditioning watching the game. So that is probably the most important W, is WTF. So keep your eye on your pack, and you know, keep your eye on the amount of water that you're using. Keep an eye on the weather. And then you got your WTF. So let me go down and show you now my nice little EVATAC tactical backpack and why I use this cheap little chintzy thing, and give you a couple ideas on what to pack and how to pack it. So let's go down and check that out. Okay, here's some of the reasons why I like the EVATAC free tactical backpack. The first one is It's not very big, but it's big enough for a hot weather situation. And you don't want to be huffing around. You could a huge backpack because it's so hot. You could actually fit this inside the medium Alice pack. So it's got your compression straps all around. I got it rigged up to carry two with these just little Alice water bottle holders. Those are my two water bottles. And you can carry on the side, you can carry another Alice pouch. You know, you can carry like the grenade pouch, so you can carry your Saw, your Mini, or your first aid kit. But putting too many pouches on the sides of it kind of defeats the weight thing. So be careful on what you hang on here. These are really, really cool. Those are just little Molly water bottle holders. Here's my EVATAC free tactical backpack. I like the straps because the straps are, you know, not hugely padded, but they're padded plenty enough to where they're really comfortable. These straps, actually, you can just clip them off and you can drop the pack very easy. And in the back of it, it's got another pouch. And this other pouch will hold the 5x7 tarp, if I can get it in there, will hold the 5x7 tarp. So you can hold your 5x7 tarp back here, have all of the interior pack space available for other stuff and other tarps. When you want to clip this back on, you just, bam, you're ready to go. And you got your straps back, okay? So that's a couple of the features. Now let's look at a couple of the inside features that I like. Okay, here we are laying on the side. Like I said, this is a really, really cool pack. It's got 3 compartments. The big one on the bottom, a medium-sized one on top of that, and then it's got 2 up here, like an eyeglass compartment, and then just like a small compartment for other stuff. But the big compartment, and one reason why I like this pack is these zippers zip all the way to the bottom on both sides. And then the pack just lays open. So if you've got a big tarp, like this is a full-size 8x10, and this is why I fold my tarps into rectangles, because I got a rectangular pack. I don't keep things like tents and stuff that come in those round stuff sacks. What I do is I take them out of the round stuff sack and I fold them into rectangles or squares, and I tie them up with paracord. So I don't have the proverbial round peg into the square hole thing. I got a square thing into a square hole. So, you know, that'll fit one of those. You can put another 5x7 and you can fold it up and you still have plenty of room. I can fold up the Trekker 1A tent or the Trekker 2.2 tent and put it in there easily with some stakes and everything else. And on the other side, it's got another mesh pocket to where you can put some other stuff in the mesh pocket. But you want to be careful about the weight, you know. Getting back to our first W, weight. And this is, on this side, this is actually the strap buckle that broke. And all I did is super glue it back on. So it's working fine. So the next one, when you're talking about weight, this one doesn't go all the way out, but it gives you another rectangular pocket, okay, and a couple more little interior pockets and a couple little mesh pockets, and it's rubberized on the front, keep it waterproof. And then you got just another rectangular one, and you got like an eyeglass pouch. So this is why I like these little rectangular backpacks like this, because they'll fit. Bam! That's going to keep you totally dry. You know, on a high wind situation, you know, you're going to want to be low to the ground anyway. So this thing will carry exactly what you need for a bad weather situation. So let's go up and talk about what we learned today. Okay, what did we learn today? We learned that I just made up a new thing. The 3 W's plus number 4, the bonus W. Weight, water, weather, and WTF am I doing out here? It's so hot. I should be at home in air conditioning, drinking beer, watching whatever game is on, football, baseball, basketball, I don't really care, but not out here while you're around in the heat. You really got to be conscious of weight. You don't want to be rucking around a gigantic Molly 3-day assault pack, or even the medium Alice pack when it's packed up, you get 40, 50 pounds easily in the medium Alice pack. It's so hot at 95 degrees, you want to be huffing a 50-pound Molly pack? No, you're going to sweat yourself to death. You're going to drink all your water really quick, and then you're not going to have any. And then you got a dangerous situation because the heat is now bordering on the dangerous down here. So you want to be really, really mindful of your pack for weight. I'm using the EVATAC tactical backpack, which I like. It's very, very cool. Can you use a regular old backpack? This is the one that I used to carry my computer and my laptop around in all the airports all across the country. Can you use something like a normal backpack? Yes, absolutely, 100%. This is a little bit heavier than the EVATAC, but it's got these little pockets on the side that you can put water bottles in. So be creative. Don't let backpacks go to waste just because you don't think they're outdoor backpacks or tactical backpacks. Virtually any small, lightweight backpack will work for a lightweight hiking and camping rig, especially as hot as it is this summer. So, number one, watch the weight. Number two, watch the water. And water is about 8 pounds per gallon. 4 regular canteens equals a gallon. So you got 2 pounds per canteen. So you're going to have to balance your weight. These are these little 700 milliliter bottles that I carry. This does not weigh 2 pounds. But it weighs over a pound, pound and a half maybe. So I'm carrying 3 pounds of water with me. You want to really be able to judge how much water you're going to need for a given trip and a given situation, and be able to balance that out versus the weight. Okay, so use your head for something besides a hat rack. Carry a Sawyer Mini or another type of water filter along with you, so that if you get the opportunity to go stop at a stream or in the swamp, you can purify some water and you can get at least some water. Even warm water is better than no water. Let me tell you, water is water. You gotta have it. If you don't, you're gonna die. Okay? So, weight, water, weather. You gotta be extremely mindful of the weather because, especially in Central Florida, with both of those sea breeze fronts that collide right in the middle of the state, man, you can have pop-up thunderstorms in 5 or 10 minutes, and you can get bad wind, bad lightning, torrential downpours in minutes. So when you hear that thunder rumble, start looking for a place to go. Hopefully you've used these situations that I'm telling you about, and you've thought about it, and you've packed your pack accordingly with a couple of tarps or a small tent or enough shelter that you can get in out of the rain. Make an A-frame, make a plow point shelter, make whatever kind of shelter that you have to make. Usually these storms don't last for very long. 20, 30 minutes, and then it goes over and the sun comes out, and then it's hot as a motherfucker. So, which leads us into the fourth W, and the bonus W is WTF. What the fuck am I doing out here when I could be at home watching the game, drinking cold beer? So don't say I didn't warn you, don't say I didn't tell you. But here's my 3 W's plus my bonus W, my 3 W's of hot weather hiking and camping. I hope you found this video useful. Remember, please click the link below and join us on the Discord page. We would love to have you. You can talk to me one-on-one if you want to, and you can see some video content on there that you don't normally see on the channel. It's 100% free. There's no Patreon. There's no donations. I'm not selling anything. All I want is you over there and being able to talk with me and the rest of the boys. We have a good time on the Discord page. So, if you found this video helpful and useful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is Matt the Old Floor Boy, and I will see you on the trail.